Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's going to be another fix-it video. Another video where I bought something faulty off eBay and then I do my best to fix it, even though in a lot of cases I've never seen the products before in my life, and also it's not my field of expertise. So it's going to be similar to you guys fixing stuff at home. Right, okay, so what do we have here? Right, yeah, I remember buying this. It is a, wait for it. Ta-da! A faulty Godzilla. So I can't remember what the fault was, either it doesn't move properly or there's no sound, something like that. Godzilla there, so I need to put some batteries in the back. Oh, it's missing its little cover as well. Right, okay, let me show you the listing on eBay for this and what I paid for it. Right, okay, so it was up for $14.99. If you have a look there, you can see it, but I actually paid, I think it was $9.99. There you go, it says that they accepted my offer of $9.99. And the write-up is, well, basically it says Vintage Godzilla, 1998, Trendmasters, money bank, box light, sound. Oh, the sound's not working. Right, okay, so I presume when you put money in it should move. And it says here, Vintage Godzilla 1998 Trendmasters, Toho money box lights and moving parts works fine, sound's not working, missing battery cover, that's fair enough, they were honest, nice display piece, stands approximately 11 inches. Right, okay, so we've got a problem with the sound, so let's see if we can find that. You never know, it might be just a bad connection to the actual speaker. Right, so I think first things first, what we should do is get some batteries and see what it is doing. So we need 3 AA batteries. And this is where you empty out your money. So I presume the money goes in. Where does the money go in? Oh, there you go, the money goes in. Yeah, the money must go in there, and when you do that, I presume it dances around the place. Right, so I need to get some money and also some batteries. Okay, so I've got some batteries and I've got some money as well. Let's see how this thing works. Okay. Okay, the lights light up as well. Yeah, so without the sound, all you hear are the motors whirring around. So let's see if the mechanism works where you put the money in. Oh, there we go, the sound does work. Okay, so maybe you have to put the money in to make the sound, or maybe it should... There we go, it's working now. Oh no, it's not, it stopped again. Okay, so it seems a bit hit and miss. It sounds like it should make the sound when you press that. Yeah, and it's not as long that time, so there is an issue with the sounds. Let's see if it works with small little 5p's. Right, okay, yeah, there's definitely an issue with the sound. So let's take it apart, see how it works, and see what this issue is with the sound. So the speaker's just underneath here, so it should be it shouldn't be too hard. We don't need to get up to this part of it, we just need to concentrate here. I'm thinking it's going to be more a fault with the actual speaker itself, or something related to that, because it's not working properly on here or the button. So I'm thinking, you know, if it was working properly on the bottom but not up here, then I might think it was something else. But let's take it apart and see. This is 1998, so that's 20 years old now. Okay, so it just slides out nicely there. Ah, this has been apart before. Right, okay, you can see all the sellotape in there if I zoom in. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have left the factory like that. So it's been repaired at some stage. I mean, I could be wrong, it might have left the factory like that, but I think it's unlikely. So what I'm going to have to do is, I think I'm going to have to strip all this away and find out what's going on with it. Yeah, this definitely hasn't been, this definitely didn't leave the factory like this, because not only is the insulation tape, there's also normal sellotape there as well. So it's been there for a long time because it's gone all gooey, you know, when it makes a mess of your hands, when it gets all sticky. It doesn't look fresh, so I don't think it was put there by the seller that sold it on eBay. I got this because I thought it might be a fun one to fix, and also my son would like it. So far these wires are all okay. I'm curious of how this got so damaged in the first place, unless it wasn't working and somebody took it apart and tried to fix it all and chopped all the wires, but they seem to be all chopped in the same place, which is a little bit odd. All the wires have been soldered, so it hasn't just been you know, twisted together, so a bit of effort's been put into it. Solder and board looks a mess as well, and I think this has just all been glue gunned in. I don't know, could it have left the factory in that state? Say it's unlikely if you look at it there. It looks like a lot of the circuit board is missing on that bit. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll put the batteries back in, and I'll wiggle things around and see if I can see what could be causing this. Colour code on the wires don't seem to make sense. They're just all joined together, white against red against blue. Unless these blue ones have been replaced, they look slightly thicker than the others. Strange. Well, let's pop the batteries back in. I don't think this is going to be quite as easy as I initially thought. I'm going to work that time. Give everything a wiggle again. I wonder, was his head supposed to move originally? Because there's a join there, or is it just cheaply made? No, I think it's just cheaply made. Oh, hold on a minute, I think you can move it around, but not the head. You can move the arms. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be like. I've never seen one before. I don't know whether anything's supposed to move on it apart from the body. It's certainly working fine now. Let's try putting some money in. It's working now. I wonder, was something shortened together, you know, where it had been taped up, if it had slid a little bit. So it's quite clever. So basically when you press this button here, it's just joining the two contacts together, which makes it work. That's just like a switch. And here, can you see there's two metal plates just on the inside here? And when something metal goes in there, again, it joins the contacts together. So if I was just to put in it, obviously it doesn't have to be a coin, I could put this in. I think what I'm going to do with this is, I think I'm going to neaten up these joins here. Okay, so I've got loads of these little connectors. These are amazing. These are made by a company called Wago. They're German. And they're brilliant. The engineering in them is fantastic. And although a tiny product, they just work so well and they're so reliable. Now, they're not really made for tiny wires like this. They're more rated for, like, you know, proper electrical work in house when you're fitting lights, stuff like that. Good thing about them is, when you put the wires in, you close the little levers down and you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's maintenance free, they're constantly under pressure, but they are expensive. So I can't remember what they work out to be each, but they're a lot more than using the chocolate blocks. They're like, for example, they might be like, you know, like 8 or 9p, and these ones might be over 20p. So they're expensive, but if you're an electrician, they save you so much time. Now, as far as what they can do is, we've got solid cable, stranded cable and fine stranded cable, and it goes all the way from 0.08 to 4mm squared on the fine stranded, and then on the solid and stranded it would be 0.08 to 2.5mm squared. Now, I don't know what these wires are because remember, this is squared, so it's slightly different than just the diameter of it, but I'm going to give it a go with it and see if it works. If they don't stay in there, then I know that they're not going to be, you know, I know it's not going to be good enough. Now, you do have to strip the wires back when they go in. They don't do that for you, but at least they keep it constantly under pressure. And recently they've brought out new ones. Well, I say recently, I think they've been out a couple of years now, and these are like smaller versions, but they're basically the same. So if you want to save space, these are the next design that they've come out with. So if you were to have a look here, you can see that this is a 5-1 and this is a 5-1, and although it's not that much smaller, it is in that respect there. So if you were trying to get them into the light sockets and stuff, then you can save a lot of room if there's not a lot of room in the back boxes. So I'm going to try that in here. Now, hopefully I've got quite a bit of room in here. I'm thinking I've got quite a bit of room. Maybe I haven't by the time the speaker and stuff goes in. There isn't actually that much room to tuck these things away. I'll have to say, maybe I will have to use the space saver ones, and I wanted to save these for something else, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I won't be able to use these. Maybe I will have to get the soldering iron out and then solder them up. If I can get away with using them, then it's going to be a lot quicker. Okay, so I've tried my best using these Wagos, but unfortunately there's just not enough room in here. It looks like there's quite a bit, but by the time you sit the speaker in there and the battery pack here, then there's not enough room because there's very little slack on the wires, and by the time, although these ones are the slimline ones, even when you fit these ones in, this thing doesn't close properly. So unfortunately the only thing I have to do is solder up the wires and put insulation tape on them just like they were done before. A better way would be if you solder them and then put little heat shrinks on them, but I haven't got any heat shrinks, so I'm going to have to make do with electrical tape. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to solder up every single joint and insulate it. Okay, so you can see now that there's no wires trapped in there, so it shouldn't be any problem getting the money out. Let's pop some batteries in. Okay, so he's all finished now. Let's press the button and then I'll put a bit of money in, make sure he's working. Yeah, everything's flashing where it should be. Right, let's put some money in it and see how it works. Right, okay. And the money comes out again. So it's all working as it should be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my son up here because he doesn't know anything about it yet. See what he thinks of it. He'll probably think it's rubbish, but let's get his actual reaction. Let's put a bit of money in. Right, okay. Ben, I've got something to show you. Right, see what you think of this. Here we go, on the ground there.
Whoa.
Do you think it's good?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, Godzilla.
I was thinking of King Kong.
It's a money box. Put some money in there and see what he does. Put a bit of money in there.
Whoa.
See that hole there?
Where?
There, yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
His eyes light up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you've got no money, you can just press that button and it does the same thing. But it's more fun when you put money in.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So, well worth £10. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more how-to and also fix-it videos as well. Apologies for that noise, that's going to drive me mad. Okay, that's it for this video. Take care. Bye now.